Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another round basis picks. Now, as always, please like and subscribe, share with a friend, a colleague, a relative, an associate, an enemy, any and all in between. It's appreciated. This is going to be a very quick basis picks purely because I don't care enough about any of the cards that are on. I will watch them, but I haven't bothered to do a lot of backgrounds or research into them. So I'm literally going to I'm going to use my phone, I'm going to go down the fights, just give a basic prediction on each one. We can tally them up on Sunday and see how many I got right. Now, obviously this is coming out late Friday, as you can tell, so I would have missed the Hannah Rankin fight that would probably have taken place by the time this does upload and get out to you. But I do expect Hannah Rankin to bounce back from the defeat that she had against Emma Kozin in her last fight. So we're just going to put that one out there, and I'm thinking probably a sort of a points decision. By the way, shout out to Raven Chapman on the commentary on Box Nation, doing great work over there. Right, anyway, before we even get into the Matchroom and the Golden Boy cards for tomorrow, there is a card taking place early hours of this morning. It's a most valuable promotions card on DAZN. You know, that's Jake Paul's promotional company, Amanda Serrano and Nikisa Badarian and all them lot. Now, the only reason I mention that is because Yoenis Tellez is the main event of that. I believe he's 9-0 at this point in time with, I think it's 7 or 8 KOs. Now, for those of you who don't know Yoenis Tellez, he was my knockout of the year last year for 2023. So feel free to go and check that video if you need to. But yeah, that's why I have a vested interest in that fight. And I believe he's taking on I think it's Joe Jackson he's taking on, who I think he is like 16-0 with 15 KOs or something like that. So it's a very interesting, or he might be 19-0 with 16 KOs. Let me double check just so I can have peace of mind that I'm telling you guys correct information here. Let's see. Active fighters. Video might not be as quick as I was initially thinking, but it's fine. Here we are. Yoenis Tellez. He's 7-0 with 6 KOs presently, and Jackson is 19-0 with, I believe it's 15 KOs. Yes. So good test. Obviously Tellez is from Cuba, Jackson's from America, so I'm looking forward to this fight. It's definitely going to be a step up of sorts for Tellez, and it will be a step up for Jackson as well. I do expect Tellez to get through this one. I'm predicting that he gets through on points, because I have seen Joseph Jackson on a couple of occasions, and he can handle himself. The only thing is, obviously, with him being a power puncher as well as Tellez being the power puncher, you know, maybe you lean into the power one time too many and boom, it can happen. But I am going to go on a points decision here conservatively. But yeah, Yoenis Tellez for me to get the points victory in a pretty good display. That's sort of my my prediction for that. Now let's move over to the Matchroom card. Right, okay, Stephen Clark versus Artyom Sparta. Never heard of either of them, so don't care, apologies. Hamza Udin, I know he is Sam Jones, I think he's like one of his newest signees. He's taking on Santiago San Eusebio. I believe Hamza is talking about going to getting world titles within his first 10 fights or something, so I guess he's trying to be fast tracked. So I'm gonna go with him to win this fight. I mean, Eusebio hasn't won in his last 6, so I'm gonna assume that's a stoppage victory there for Hamza Udin. Frankie Stringer against Jonatas Rodrigo Gomez de Oliveira. Don't care. Joe McGrail and Ryan Walker. I think that's a fairly easy night's work for Joe McGrail. I think he does get the stoppage there, and I think it is early within sort of the first 3 rounds. Maisie Rose Courtney against Giuseppina Di Stefano. Her name sounds familiar to me for some reason. I just need to check her record real quick. Oh, Martina Benile. Okay, I think I remember seeing that fight. I mean, look, she's decent. 7-2-1. No power really to speak of. Obviously, Maisie Rose doesn't have any stoppages on her record as of yet. She's 5-0. But I do think that Maisie will have the beating of her. Will probably go to the points. But if she decides to sort of get stuck in from early, could be a very late stoppage on that one. But conservatively, I will go points. Janae Boston against Jack Martin. Now, I think this is actually going to be a very tough fight for Janae Boston. Jack Martin's 9-1. Boston's 8-0. I think Boston will come through the fight. I do think he will get the victory, but I think it will be a points decision, and it could be quite nip and tuck. I don't think it will be close enough to be a split, but I do think that he's gonna lose and give up some rounds in this fight, quite a few possibly. Right, so I don't know if this is actually going to be the co-main or the chief support, but Beatriz Ferreira against Yanina Del Carmen Lascano, and those of you who will know that Yanina fought Caroline Dubois about 2 or 3 fights ago for her, and I think apart from obviously Caroline's first fight, she was the first person to take her the distance in sort of the latest belt. She'd had the big knockout ratio, and then Yanina came in and sort of upset that. She's game. She comes to fight. She comes to, she really comes to sort of put it all into it, and she's not going to be backing down. It's for the vacant IBF lightweight title, which obviously Katie Taylor vacated. Beatriz Ferreira is a special talent. She's got this fight, then she's heading off to the Olympics. And look, Beatriz is not only is she spiteful, but she knows how to put those power punches together. And she does, even though she does headhunt quite a bit, she's got enough pop in those hands that she will do damage. I see her dropping Yanina maybe on more than one occasion. I don't know if she will get the stoppage in this fight, but I do know that she will beat Yanina up quite badly. She will beat the brakes off her in this fight, and if Yanina does make it to the final bell, you will see the wounds of war sort of fixated on her. But yeah, I'm not saying I'm not going to say it's an easy night's work for Ferreira. But one thing about her, she's got a little bit of soft skin scar tissue when she was making 130, but at 135 I'm expecting there to be more elasticity within sort of her body, her skin, so I don't think she'll cut up as much in this one. So as long as there's no major head clashes, I see her being fine, ready to go to those Olympics. But yeah, not an easy victory, but I do see it being a very comfortable night's work for her and the new IBF lightweight title holder. And then last on the other one is Peter McGrail versus Mark Leach. It should have been Jericho O'Quinn as his opponent. Jericho was obviously pulled out due to personal family matters, from what we've been told. Peter McGrail does not believe that. He thinks that he spewed it, quite frankly. I mean, look, to be honest, I find it a bit comical that you gonna sort of talk trash on the guy that cold slept you in your very last fight, sort of had you in that fetal position looking like you was ready to go to sleep. But that being said, you was dominating the fight every moment, or almost every moment prior to that point there, so maybe you do have the right to feel it was just one lucky punch and you want the opportunity to right the wrongs on that. Mark Leach is a very serviceable guy at sort of the domestic level, but if Peter McGrail's got anything about him, he should dispatch of Mark Leach, and fairly standardly. I'm not even saying he has to knock him out, but it should be a non-competitive type fight where maybe you have 1 or 2 interesting rounds, but outside of that you dominate the rest, and if there's a stoppage, there's a stoppage. So that's kind of how I see it. I do see Peter McGrail winning that one, and winning it fairly comfortably, whether it's by late stoppage or whether it's on a unanimous decision. Now moving over to Golden Boys cards. On Boxrec, it only literally shows the double header. That's all it shows, is the Rances, Bartholomew and Jose Ramirez and what's his name, Thomas Delorme and Virgil Ortiz Jr. That's all it shows on there, so that's all I can comment on. Put simple, I think both Jose Ramirez and Virgil Ortiz Jr. win that fight by stoppage, and I think both of them do it within 4 rounds. Virgil, I think, definitely does it within 4. Ramirez may take a little bit longer. He might take 6. That's my opinion. I know there's good odds for him to go the distance in this one. I don't know. I feel like he will. He has been out of the ring a little while, but you know, I guess Rances Bartholomew isn't. He's not as durable as he used to be, put it that way. So yeah, I do think that he takes him out within 6 rounds, and if he doesn't, then he's truly just looking paychecks at this point and has got no real ambitions at the top level anymore. That's sort of my opinion on it. Feel free to leave yours below. Thank you for watching. Apologies, this one isn't of the normal structure. I've got a couple things I need to do, and as I said, this isn't a week I cared about. But yeah, leave a comments, like, subscribe and share and all of that. But as always, that's Basis Picks locked.